Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Powerade Center in Brampton, Ontario. I am Megan McPeak, joined alongside, as usual, by my partner in crime when it comes to the airways, Declan Roberts. Declan, how are you doing?
I'm nervous. I'm excited. I don't even know what to say. The energy's in the building. I feel like I'm playing this game.
Well, here's the joke. Since you mentioned that, I made a joke in the office earlier today. I was like, listen, if I feel like they need somebody out there, I'll go and play in my heels. I got wedges on. They're about 3.5 inches, but a basketball player can play in anything.
No matter what. And I've seen you run the sidelines in your heels right before game time, so I know you could do it.
But we have, as you mentioned, you're nervous, you're excited. Everybody in this arena right now, whether you're a London Lightning fan or a Brampton A's fan, you are excited, you're nervous, you're ready. It's Game 5, must win for both teams. London had two must-win situations in Game 3 and Game 4. They were at home at Budweiser Gardens, and they clinched one of them to force a fifth and decisive Game 5 must-win, win-or-go-home situation right back here at the Powerade Center. If anybody is wondering if this is a repeat of my voice from last year, no, it is not. We are in the exact same situation we were in last year, where London had their back against the wall in a Game 4 matchup, and they forced another decisive Game 5. Last year, everybody knows what happened. There was that controversial call which allowed the Lightning to go up 4. The A's ended up losing by 4. Season was done. The London Lightning went on to play the Windsor Express, who would eventually be the 2013-14 NBL Canada champions. This year, A's fans, Coach Magley and his coaching staff, and the players from last year, which really there's only 2 of them left after the moves and the trades and the releases in Flynn Whitfield and Cavell Johnson. 3 if you include Jamison Tipping, who is injured. But those 2 have a sour, bitter taste in their mouth from last year's playoffs, Declan.
Man, I don't even know where to start with all that. like you pretty much summed everything up. But I will say, let's start off with this. Brampton players cannot play nervous.
No.
You're at home, you need the energy of the crowd, but at the same token, as Brampton A's players are coming out, there's some cheering going on in the background, but we cannot try to play hero basketball.
No.
Stick within the system, but as much as you and I know, at this point, the X's and O's kind of get thrown out the window.
Yep.
And there's one, to me, the team that has the biggest heart will win this game.
I agree with you in that sense. Whoever wants this game more is willing to put more on the line when it comes down to the fourth quarter is going to win this game. And I looking back at the stats over the first 4 games, I was looking at it quarter by quarter, and I was talking with a friend of mine, AB, and we both looked at it and realized in the first 4 games, the first team to score 100 points ended up winning that game. I don't see anything different happening tonight. The first to 100, I still think will be victorious and will have it, but I think it will be in the sense that they'll have a better shot at pulling off the win. But I think what it's gonna come down to, and you mentioned not just the heart and the hustle, but I think it's gonna come down to X's and O's from a coaching standpoint. Because when you get into a must-win situation and it's Game 5, a Game 7, in a series where either team's season can be on the line, or either team's series is on the line, and either team's season is going to end at the end of that buzzer, it comes down to which coach is going to out-coach the other. It's essentially a chess match.
Yeah, right. And, that's in all levels of sports, like whether it's NBA playoffs, NBL playoffs. So it's really going to be coming down to coaching. And, one thing with Coach Mags is 2 things. One, throughout the regular season, including last year, he doesn't like to call timeouts too quickly.
Correct.
Can he afford to do that today? I don't think so.
No, I would agree with you.
He also likes to play his starters a little bit longer than usual.
He seems to do the hockey subs.
Yes.
5 in, 5 out, equal playing time. This is the playoffs, it's Game 5. You play the horse that's win. You ride the horse that's hot.
So you and I noticed the last game here in Brampton, Ashton was a massive difference maker. Yep. And the team, no disrespect to Keem Scott.
No.
But the team was working better with him at Ashton playing the point guard.
Yes.
Than Akeem Scott for this particular series for whatever reason.
Correct.
Why. That could always change back. Does that mean?
And it changed in Game 3.
Right.
Ashton still played well, but Akeem Scott had a very big game for them from beyond the arc.
Right. But Akeem Scott is so much more than a scorer for this team. He is a guy that he'll guard any one of the 5 positions on London, at least give the most heart, as well as now it seems this series he's really developed confidence behind his jump shot. But I don't want him to fall in love with that, because we've seen when Brampton falls in love with too many quick threes, if it's not falling, we are toast.
Yeah, speaking of three-point shooting, in Game 4 on the road in London, that was essentially, if you will, what killed them and killed their momentum. 11 of 36 from beyond the arc, shooting 31%. London not much better at 39%, at 7 for 18. But at the same time, London's shot selection in those 7 threes that they did make were the timing and the crucial points of the game were so spot on when it came to those shots being taken and made that you couldn't be unhappy at the fact you only shot 39% from beyond the arc. But what also allowed London to play the way they did was the fact that they went to the line and shot it 25 for 30 from the foul line. The A's only shot it 19 for 25. But to shoot from the free throw line at 83% when your back is against the wall and your season is on the line, that shows that you're attacking the bucket, you're getting in the paint, and you're going after the bucket, as opposed to, which we've seen from some of from the Brampton situation sometimes, is they go to the paint looking for the call, and they throw and leave away points up on the scoreboard. There's times, and I pick on him because he's done it consistently in this series, Marcus Oliver. He attacks the bucket so well in that pick and roll, especially with Ashton and Akeem. When they run the point and they get Marcus Oliver in that pick and roll, he does it so well for them that he creates so much space for them to come off of that screen so easily, but his roll leaves him so wide open because he holds his screen and he seals his man, but he leaves way too many points up on the board because he catches and he controls and waits for the defender to go in the air so that he can get the call, as opposed to just going up strong, expect the bucket, and hope that you get the call.
Let me ask you a question then. He is great at doing the actual pick and roll.
Yes.
Cavell Johnson is a much stronger finisher and is more polished. Why not run the pick and roll more with Cavell Johnson?
I find that when and
you know what I mean though?
No. I agree with you, and I think you could say the same for also to Tom Granato, but they do run it a lot with Granato as well. But here's why I don't think they do it very often with Cavell and also Flynn Whitfield, because when you see them screen and roll, a lot of the time they screen and their roll is out to the 3-point line or the perimeter.
Yes, all of them close to the net.
I don't want, if you're big, especially in a Game 5, I don't want you rolling out to the perimeter. I don't care how great of a 3-point shooter you are. You know that our athleticism with Tom, Theo, Flynn, Cavell, and Marcus, their athleticism and strength so much overpowers that of Marvin Phillips and Darnell Lazar, that they can attack them so easily that they end up rolling outside as opposed to going in. Make them pay. Attack their bigs because they don't have that many in their lineup. We've got 5 bigs that can play in the paint. They've got 2 or 3 that they can consistently count on in Coach Knox. Attack them and put them in foul trouble. It's Game 5. Your season's on the line right now.
But I don't think, like you said, I don't think our bigs any of them are great 3-point shooters.
No.
I think they're good.
But they're not great.
They're not great. So you should.
And I don't want good shooting in a Game 5 situation.
I don't want good shooting any game. I think if you look at it, where Brampton came from, we got to go back to that always. Starting off the season where they're at 0-5 to get to Game 5, it's remarkable. But now, you know what? We need to do what we need to do to close out this series.
Yes.
In the first 2 games, I actually wrote this down here. We noticed that Brampton exposed a weakness for London. And that's when Brampton turns into a track meet.
Yes.
London was...
Sorry, you say that. Yesterday I was actually at the training facility in Orangeville before the guys were getting ready for practice and all, and that, because you mentioned that. First, and I go back to when I walked through where they watch film on their whiteboard. We are not a walk it up and run a set team. No. They are a track team. And because you said that, I automatically went back to what I saw on the whiteboard.
Right.
Their coaches know that they are our sprinting team. When they get out in transition, like you said, they are very hard to stop.
They're a different team.
London, that was exposed with London. Yes, London can keep up, but they can't. But can they keep up for the full 48?
Do you remember when London switched to the smaller lineup and they had Sefton Barrett playing the center position?
Yes.
And Little was playing the 4? That's what they had to do to match up when we turned it into a track meet. But Cavell Johnson, because he's more athletic than any of the bigs, he started getting some dunks and some blocks and some rebounds.
Yes.
He has to have a big game today.
He's been very quiet all series. You know what? It's funny. I go back to Game 3 in London with Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher. They had the call in London at Bud Gardens, and it's almost like the game was yesterday. Cavell was having a better game than what we saw in Game 1 and 2. On the offensive end, and Marty said Cavell Johnson has a series high 8 points. When Cavell's series high through the first 3 games is 8 points, you know that he is having an off series and he's not playing like himself.
I'm still in shock.
That was my reaction when Marty and Chris said that. Series high 8 points in Game 3 from Cavell Johnson. That's not the Defensive Player of the Year, and that's not the slam dunk champion that we're used to seeing from last season. But for him to have a big game, I think for him, it comes from the defensive end. When he gets after it defensively and he inserts himself and stands his ground and gets after it defensively, his game offensively just comes so fluid to him. When he tries to assert himself offensively first, I feel that's when he takes himself out of the game because he tries to hit that fadeaway jump shot, that 3, and he tries too hard to get himself going offensively, and I think it takes him out of the game because when he's not hitting his shots, you can tell mentally that something is going on and it's not clicking for him. But when he gets after it defensively, like I was saying, he turns into a completely different player, and you see the Cavell that you saw last season and who was the 2013-14 Defensive Player of the Year.
Now let's go back to something you said earlier. You talked about coaching. It's going to come down to X's and O's. I think everyone in this building knows if Cavell Johnson has a big game, we win a lot easier than when he doesn't. His touches are coming too far from the basket. Partly on him, though.
Yes,
because sometimes
it's 50-50.
It's 50-50.
The entry pass isn't coming in soon enough, but he's also allowing the defender, usually Marvin Phillips or Emmanuel Little, to push him out to the perimeter, which then makes him and forces him into a jump shot.
But what kills me is we seen in the first game, Al Stewart was guarding him.
Yeah, mouse in the house.
And you're taller than Al Stewart.
No, I think he might have a couple inches on me, unfortunately. But thanks.
Cavell Johnson should be eating his food in the box.
The moment you know that you've got a guy who gives up at least 6 inches to you, you definitely want to know, because you'll be able to tell that you got a mouse on you just from the way that they guard you in their back, because their arm bar defending you is going to be lower in your midsection. So if you can feel that you got a guy who's guarding you and his arm bar to defend you and to brace you is coming around your low back to your rear end area, you got to use your rear end, back him down, tell the rest of your team to clear out and have a 2-man, one-on-one game with you and your ball handle. It should literally be, okay, I'm Cavell, I screen and roll. I got Al Stewart on me. Yo, Akeem, Ashton, bring it over. Everybody clear out. You go 2-man game right there, even if it's
Get
a 2-man.
angry.
Because here's the thing, you do the 2-man game, if you get the ball down low in the low post and a double comes, you got a shooter wide open. But there's a shooter going to be open. It's either going to be a Bryson Johnson, a Zane Johnson, it could be an Ashton Smith if he's on the floor with Akeem Scott, because we've seen that too. It could be a Kyle Johnson, Tyshawn Edmondson. Either way, you need to put your man in the house because you have a clear advantage over him.
You know, he has to be angry. If he doesn't get the ball, he needs to look at Akeem Scott, grab him on a timeout and say, yo, give me the ball. And if he doesn't give him the ball, sit in the key, get a 3 in the key until you start to get what you want. Because these guys...
Eventually they'll learn.
Yeah, sit in the key, say, all right, I ain't moving until I get this ball. Because we aren't as strong of a team as when he's able to get a double-double.
Yeah. Warm-ups are done. We're getting set for the national anthem. Oh Canada about to go in mere moments. Starting lineups we will get you after the intros from both teams. For Declan Roberts, I'm Megan McPeak. Stay with us. We've got tip-off in a few minutes. I'm going to guess tip-off is going to probably be around between 7:07 and 7:10. Based on the intro and how fluid we can get things going. Once again, it is Game 5, win or go home, right here from the Powerade Center in Brampton, Ontario. Stay tuned, London Lightning versus the Brampton A's, Game 5, 2014-15 NBL Canada Playoffs.
A's fans, please rise and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem, sung by our very own intern, Sheldon Phillip.
True patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Fans, welcome back to the Powerade Center for Game 5 of the Special 5 set between the Brampton A's and the London Lightning. And now, here is the starting lineup for the visiting London Lightning. Number 4, Elvin Mims. Number 6, Al Stewart. Number 13, Brent Jennings. Number 23, Emmanuel Little. And number 45, Marvin Phillips. The head coach for the London Lightning is Carlos Knox. James Madison, number 24, Connor Johnson. And a 6'10" center out of California, number 32, Thomas Granado. The head coach for the Brampton A's is David Manley. Tonight's officials are Rich Stellick, Tony Turnbull, and David Jackson.
Finally, Brampton has come back to the Powerade Center! Brampton, if you're in the building, let me hear you make some noise!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for tip-off. Your starting lineup for the visiting London Lightning: Elvin Mims, Al Stewart, Brent Jennings, Emmanuel Little, and Marvin Phillips will control the paint. For the home team, the Brampton A's, wearing their white uniforms, London in their black and yellow roads, Akeem Scott, Kyle Johnson, Bryson Johnson, Cavell Johnson, and Tom Granado, the most consistent lineup that Coach Magley has started with all season for the Brampton A's.
A couple things.
Go for it.
Everyone, I don't know if you guys got the chance to see that intro by Megan McPeak, but it was amazing.
I don't know if it, I don't know. I'm not sure if it would have played. They might not have heard it.
Right, but if they played, that was done by Megan. Let's give her a shout out. Secondly, Megan gave a time, what time the game's gonna start, and she is 1 minute away from that time. But I don't know about you, Megan, but I am excited to call this game.
I'm ready.
Yeah, like.
I hope I don't lose my voice. Knock on wood.
Do you shake hands?
Pardon?
Do you shake hands?
Do I shake hands?
Would you shake hands with the opposing team before the game? Before the ball goes up?
No.
No, neither do I.
No. Well, no. It's game 5. But hey, if you do, that's cool. They will. I don't doubt it. They might.
See, you know, in this situation, you know it's not even a bad idea if you want later on. You could put Akeem Scott at the 2 and Ashton at the 1.
Yeah. Mags has, Coach Mags has done that. I believe they did it at one point in game 4.
The last game, DiLoretto had himself.
Game 3 and 4. Game 3 was, game 2 here. He had a little bit of a coming out party. Game 3, a little bit more of a coming out party. And then game 4, everybody found out what Enrico, well, if you're Canadian, you knew what Enrico DiLoretto could do, former Windsor Lancer. But if you weren't familiar with him, you found out what he could do in game 4. As we are underway here at the Powerade Center, the London Lightning have the first possession. Here's Little, screen from Phillips, on the roll. They kick it, Mims, top of the key. He can knock those down. He does not, and Bryson Johnson comes down with the rebound for the Brampton A's. A great crowd here on a Saturday night in Brampton. The weather is beautiful. Started the day off not so great, but on the follow, Cavell Johnson puts it back up and in.
Can you call the game? Can I be a fan tonight?
I've done a game by myself, I mean.
Like, I was cheering for Cavell. As you see, I loved what I saw from Cavell. Never gave up on the play, and he's very active right now.
Stewart on the drive, pull up just below the foul line. That shot's off the mark. And Tom Granado controls, and he'll run a little bit of a point guard here as he brings it over half and finds Kyle Johnson. The handoff, here's Akeem Scott. Comes back, three-pointer. That's off the mark. Granado
I like that.
Pulls down the rebound over Jennings. A new shot clock. Early 3 from Scott, and that falls. Second time a charm. Normally it's a third, but a second one from Akeem Scott.
Now, if you notice, Brampton's making a conscious effort to push that ball.
Yes.
They are really trying to push that rock. Now, you know, you have to remember, London is expecting the first blow to come from Brampton, so they're going to settle down. And, you know, as an opposing team, kind of play with the crowd a little bit.
As Marvin Phillips gets the first bucket for the Lightning. And we noticed it in game 2 here at the Powerade Center. And Coach Maggs is sticking with the interesting matchup of Akeem Scott guarding Brent Jennings.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how that goes tonight and if he sticks with it for very long. Kyle Johnson for 3. He doesn't get the shooter's roll, and Al Stewart comes up with the loose ball after Mims tipped it out of the hands of Granado. And they are going to wave off the three-point bucket from Marvin Phillips, and they are going to call a foul on Akeem Scott. That will be his first of the game. And I believe they're saying no basket because he blew the whistle
Before.
as Marvin Phillips was going into his
Yes.
shooting motion.
Now, the one thing is, yes, I do agree with the matchup, but if you remember in game 2, Brent Jennings went off in that third quarter.
That third quarter.
Four
And here's
straight threes.
here's the thing too. You mentioned third quarter as they try to go down low to Jennings and it goes out of bounds. So the A's will control the possession. If you mentioned that Brent Jennings going off. The third quarter is not always the best quarter for the Brampton A's. It is probably their hardest quarter in the game for them to play, and it's been consistently that way this season. Here's Kyle Johnson, the screen from Granado. Jennings stays with him. Kyle on the drive, the bump.
Goaltend.
They will count the basket as the goaltend. So it will be an and one situation for Kyle Johnson. But you mentioned the track, they're getting into that track meet. I also like the fact they are attacking the bucket.
Thank the Lord.
Although Keem Scott took that 3, he's taken 2 now. However, I like them and I'm okay with them because they were in rhythm, in motion, but they're also attacking. They're not just settling right now for the outside jump shots.
One thing I did not like in that play is we had the drive. Cavell Johnson started fading to the 3-point line. Stay in there, big fella. We're going to need you for rebounds.
But I think as Kyle Johnson completes, I think he faded because on a cut and an attack, you have to fill the lanes.
Ooh.
And I think also too, because Granado was in the paint following for the rebound, and then
steal.
Cavell comes up with a steal. On the drive, misses, sticks with it, going after his own rebound, saves it into the hands of Kyle Johnson. The jumper is good. I like the intensity from Cavell right now, and quickly Coach Knox wants a timeout as the A's take a quick 10-2 lead early on, 9:30 to play in the first quarter.
I love the intensity from Cavell. We said we need to see a better Cavell. This is probably the most active I've seen him in the first quarter in a very long time, but he should have went up stronger for that dunk. He kind of waited for the contact.
I think what it was, he took off a lot earlier than I thought he wanted to. When he collected, in that fast break, I think when he collected it a little too early than what he was planning, and he kind of got caught almost.
But kudos for him for not giving up on the play.
Yes.
He was still able to get the rebound and kick it up to Ellis to get a little short jumper. But what have we seen from Brampton right now? We've seen 2 3-point shots. Everything else will go into the hole.
Yes.
If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
Exactly. And we're attacking with purpose.
Yes, with purpose.
So as I mentioned, and here's the thing, I said a quick and early 10-2 lead. It was so quick that I literally looked up and realized that we had scored 10 points already.
Yeah.
In what, almost 3 minutes?
Right. But how?
Attacking.
And we turned it into a track meet.
Yes, but also too, we're very active defensively.
Yes.
With the exception of the one foul they've called on Keem Scott, we're active defensively. Everybody's talking. You see the communication on the defensive end. Hands are up, feet are moving, and they're not getting caught in awkward positions and getting caught trailing their man.
Now, again, Brampton has to continue to push on the gas. They cannot let up. But secondly, if you really think about it, that 2 points that London got was just from a cheesy putback from Marvin Phillips.
It was a simple putback where he didn't have any Brampton A's players around him to have to box out.
Yeah.
Here's Al Stewart, cross court in the corner. Jennings left alone. The 3, that's off the mark, and Little comes up with the rebound. He goes right back up.
Oh.
Granado's going to get called for the foul.
I thought it was a travel.
I actually felt it was a no call. It looked like Granado was straight up. The ref is going to say that he moved his hands down a little bit. Nonetheless,
Tough call.
The call will go in favor of Emmanuel Little and the London Lightning, and he will go to the free throw line.
Now, Emmanuel Little, in Brampton, he had some tough games. But he's very crucial to this team. But I think Brampton has to be very aware of when Sefton comes into this game.
You know, it's funny you mentioned those 2 names because as I was making my notes getting ready for today's game, I had both of them as key players for London Lightning.
Yeah.
As Emmanuel Little went 1 for 2 from the free throw line, making it a 10-3 lead for the A's. Scott, the screen from Cavell Johnson. And they're going to get a foul called on Brent Jennings. They're going to say he was pushing.
And look what Tom is saying to the team. Move the ball, guys. Move the ball quicker.
And very quickly we see the appearance from Enrico Di Loretto. I can't even speak right now.
Now, that is Akeem Scott and Johnson's matchups. Those guys have to stick on him.
Well, in game, I believe it was game 3 and 4, Bryson Johnson had the matchup with him, so it was shooter on shooter.
Oh,
And almost a steal there by the Lightning. 6 on the shot clock. Scott calls for it, gets it, puts it up, misses, and Di Loretto is there for the rebound. And this is the interesting thing about Di Loretto and the way his game is as a player. He's the type of point guard as Marvin Phillips takes the 3 and misses, falls into the hands of Little, but he loses the handle and Kyle Johnson comes up with it. Enrico Di Loretto is the type of point guard and shooting guard that he will attack for the rebound. Bryson Johnson's 3's off the mark and Al Stewart comes up with it.
He had to kick to Cavell for that.
Cross-court pass, Di Loretto left open. Takes a dribble, and the jumper baseline is good from Enrico Di Loretto. He can do that, and he'll play the defender in what he's gonna do. If you're gonna close out easy on him,
He takes what the
he'll take what the
gets him.
defense gives you.
Nice pass.
A little too far ahead for Granado as Little came up with the steal into the hands of Di Loretto. This is Al Stewart back the other way. Down low, Little on the block.
Someone is
Di Loretto's wide
open.
Takes the 3. Misses. Bryson Johnson had to cover both Di Loretto and Phillips. And in that situation, you've got 2 shooters on your hand. Kyle Johnson, baseline Jimmy, that's good as he was fading out of
We've got to
bounds.
clean up our defense. There's no reason why Di Loretto should have been open for that long. Yes, he missed great, but he was wide open for too long.
12-5 lead, 7:32 to play in the first quarter. Stewart gets the screen from Mims in the paint. The step through, that's good for Al Stewart. Quickly back the other way is the A's in transition. Here's Cavell Johnson, hands it to Kyle. Kyle, he's got Phillips on him. I want to see him try to take advantage of that matchup.
I don't mind this either,
Cavell
though.
Johnson down low. Turnaround jumper,
I don't
that
mind
call.
that. I didn't like the
for
shot.
Cavell Johnson.
I didn't like the shot, but I don't mind it.
I'm okay with it in that situation. He's attacked, so
But
I'm
he's
okay.
fading away.
You've attacked it a couple times, but that's the thing. He takes those fadeaway jumpers all the time. That's what he does. That is how he gets
That's
his
his
shot
comfort
off.
zone.
Al Stewart, the floater, loose ball on the ground. Cavell comes up with it and controls. And they're gonna call a double foul. And Al Stewart's gonna get ejected. And Marvin Phillips.
No.
Al Stewart is actually ejected.
I think Marvin Phillips is ejected too.
No, the first ejection came from Al Stewart though, because he teed up Al Stewart and then Al Stewart swung again, and immediately the ref ejected him, and then Marvin Phillips also came into it. But what I like is the fact that Granado completely just walked away from it.
You know what? You know, for those who don't know, I do a little bit of acting on the side. And that acting performance by Tom.
The refs are convening. Tom took that shot like a champ.
Like a champ.
He took that and it rolled off his chin.
He was like Will Smith and Ali right there.
It rolled off his chin.
There better be some ejections though.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 5.
Wow. Wow. This is what we're talking about, people. I'm sweating. Am I playing?
Wow.
What?
Tom Granado and Al Stewart have both been ejected.
Yeah, but how about Marvin Phillips? Yeah.
Jersey, he went over underneath, so he pulled him and he gave him a good quick one, and then the little guy tried to get up for the back of the head, and we caught both of them, 1 and 2.
What about Marvin Phillips? He threw a punch.
We got word from our game hype man, our MC for the game, Tom Granado and not Marvin Phillips, Tom Granado and Al Stewart have both been ejected because the refs saw both of them throw an unsportsmanlike punch or elbow, if you will. So because both of them were caught by the official, they've both been ejected. 2 very key players for both Coach Knox and Coach Mag. They're going to now have to watch this game from
But
the sideline.
I'm going to be honest
Or
with
the
you.
locker room, sorry.
I think this hurts London a little bit more because we have Oliver.
Marcus Oliver. And number 12.
But here's the thing, I like what they're doing here because Al Stewart is very upset. Assistant coach Ali Hadar is following him to the locker room, and Jamison Tipping is following Tom Granado to the locker room as well to make sure they both get there without any extracurricular activities.
Now, two things. One, I get it. But two, it's unfortunate
Yes.
because both players are very crucial to their
Yes.
teams. But I think this hurts London a little bit more than it hurts Brampton because Brampton has Oliver coming off the bench.
Not just Oliver, they've also got Flynn Whitfield and Theo Davis as
Yeah.
backups.
No
And
disrespect to Tom.
No, and I think it hurts, like you said, it hurts London a little bit more because Al Stewart, without knowing at this point if John Hart is good to go after that injury in Game 3, Akeem Scott on the drive flips it up, misses, loose ball on the ground, and it's going to stay with the Brampton A's. And I think going back to the injury to John Hart, I think without knowing for sure if he's good to go, I haven't seen him. He is in uniform and on the bench, but without knowing if he's good to go, that's another key piece because you don't have him that Al Stewart needs to be in the game.
Yes.
So you now look at Enrico Di Loretto. He's got an even bigger role to play than he did before Al Stewart got ejected.
But now Di Loretto has to be a point guard versus a 2 guard, and he's a stronger 2.
He's done that before, though. He did it for 5 years, and 4 of that was with Josh Collins at the University of Windsor.
I'm not saying that a good call. I'm not saying
They're going to get
that he can't
Emmanuel
do it,
Little
but
on that one.
It takes away from him shooting
It
the ball as
does.
much.
It does because he's a lot more active. He's exerting a lot more energy than he would be normally. So with that foul on Emmanuel Little, the A's have a 7-point lead, 6:25 to play, 14-7. The A's have it on the baseline.
Is this the first quarter still?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kyle Johnson on the inbound misses. And not Emmanuel Little, Elvin Mims comes down with the free throw line. During that whole exchange and the refs trying to figure out what was going on, Marcus Oliver and Taishuan Edmondson both checked into the game for the Brampton A's.
You forgot to mention that.
I got to it. I apologize.
There's
I
so much
eventually
going
got
on.
to it. Di Loretto on the drive, misses. Mims on the rebound, flips it to his right hand, puts it back up and in.
Now, again, both teams are going to rally hard against when two of their players get thrown out. Oh, I don't like that.
Oh! And they're going to get Taishuan Edmondson on a hold. Things are getting very chippy.
And you know what? It's game 5. It's win or go home. This is what it's all about.
Ashton Smith and Zane Johnson check into the game. Emmanuel Little threw a little bit of an elbow at Edmondson, but I think it was inadvertent because the momentum that his body was taking him.
Yeah.
He just, he threw it. Keem Ellis will check in at the next opportunity. Here's Di Loretto on the drive, step back kick. Ed Horton, as he checked in as well. Ed Horton gets the long 2 to fall. Cuts the lead down to 3, 14-11, 5:28 to play. Cavell Johnson attacking the bucket, fading, jumper. Almost got the roll. Marcus Oliver controls the rebound, but he is going to be fouled, and they call it on Ed Horton, and Cavell Johnson will be replaced by Akeem Ellis.
Now, I'm liking the aggression that we're seeing out of Cavell.
Yep.
I don't mind.
He looked mad coming off the court.
I like that. Be angry. I like that. He's playing well.
On the inbound, Zane Johnson for 3. That rims in and out. Ed Horton pulls down the board. Ashton Smith picking him up in the full court. Ashton Smith does such a great job in the full court
is
pickup.
amazing.
Di Loretto, screen from Mims. Step back jumper. Rims in and out. Keem Ellis controls the rebound. And quickly up the floor he goes. The kick, Smith. Attack, kick back to Ellis for 3. They're gonna say he stepped on the line.
Nice play though. I like
That was
that.
a beautiful exchange.
I like that. Here comes one of the key matchups for you. Ellis and Sefton have had some battles.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it. And we will see it once again.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Now you have to remember too, right? Basketball is a game of runs.
Yes.
Brampton made the first run. London, all they're doing is running back. Now we're at an even spot. Okay, who's going to do what now?
Here's Barrett. Keem Ellis on him. 13 on the shot clock. Barrett, the double comes. Kicks it. Ed Horton. Screen from Barrett. Horton. Nice dump inside. Zane Johnson got caught picking.
It seems like we're one step slow
On the help.
On the help.
Yeah.
One step slow.
Team foul number 5. Stephen Barrett will go to the line to shoot 2.
Sefton Barrett, excuse me,
Brampton
at the
native.
line.
Went to Chinguzi.
Hits both free throws, and it is a 1-point lead now for the A's.
Substitution for Lightning.
I believe it's been
Darnell is there.
close to almost 3 minutes without a score for the A's. Darnell Lazaire checks into the game. He replaces Marvin Phillips.
I would actually come back with Cavell right now.
They're going to call a holding foul on Enrico Di
He's
Loretto.
been holding all day though.
Team foul number 6.
Hey, keep doing it till you get caught. He
Yeah, I
got
hear
caught.
you. I
Now
hear
we'll
you.
see if he continues.
I hear you.
The A's on the inbound baseline. Here's Edmondson, gets his man in the air. That's John Hart, so it's good to see
Why was
John
that not a
Hart.
foul?
It's good to see John Hart as he checked into the game playing, because he didn't play in game 4. So it's good that he is able to go.
I don't understand how that last layup on Oliver wasn't a foul. But now he can't pick up a foul here trying to get overly aggressive.
Here's Lazaire. The kick,
That's
Ed
all.
Horton. Does not get the roll out of bounds. They're going to say it will go to Brampton.
I mean, you know what? Let's make a point about the referees. It's hard to referee in a game like this as well.
Yes.
To make everyone happy. But I mean, your job isn't to make everyone happy, but it's not easy on the referees as well.
Ed Horton strips the ball from Ashton Smith. It goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by the A's. So
That's a good call.
the London Lightning will take the possession and have a chance on this play to take the lead.
I say next basket wins.
John Hart, screen from Lazaire, attacking, flips it up, misses. Akeem Ellis on the rebound. The A's in transition. Handoff to Edmondson, 16 on the shot clock. John Hart almost comes up with the steal. Edmondson still with it, 10 on the shot clock. The 3, that's off the mark. Absolutely no rebounders there.
No rebounders, bad shot, bad possession.
You still have 10 seconds on the shot
Yeah,
clock.
tons
You
of
could get
time.
a couple dribbles to the bucket.
Yeah.
Horton with 3:09 to play, a 14-13 A's lead. Horton on the drive. The block from Marcus Oliver. The A's got to go. They've got a
Final
man
push.
down for London. Nice pass from Zane Johnson to Edmondson for the layup. A lot of contact, but nothing called there.
Jeez. Great pass by
That
Johnson,
was,
by the way.
I really thought he was going to
I
take
thought
that
he was
shot.
gonna shoot that.
Edmondson, just the right place at the right time, making that cut right to the bucket. Here's Lazaire.
Leave him out there. He's not as good as Phillips is with the jumper.
That could have been an offensive foul. He dropped that shoulder right into the chest of Marcus Oliver. Ed Horton misses the 3. Marcus Oliver comes down with the rebound. Ellis pulls up. Almost got that one to fall.
Not a good shot. I don't mind it.
A little bit of a heat check for
Yeah.
himself. Although he
by.
hasn't hit a shot yet.
I was looking at him like, heat check.
You could almost tell the way he was dribbling up the floor, he wanted to take that. Lazaire on the baseline, spins into the key. Step back jumper, misses.
I like that defense.
That's great defense
I like
from
that
Marcus
defense.
Oliver. 2 minutes to play in the quarter, and it's still only the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 3 more, at least 3 more
I
of
can't
this.
believe it's still the first quarter.
Ashton Smith with 10 seconds on the shot clock and John Hart guarding. Screen from Oliver. The pass inside, and they're going to get Darnell Lazaire on the foul.
I love his ability to pick and roll.
Yep,
His
it's
timing,
beautiful.
His timing on that roll is absolutely
Not
gorgeous.
just, but also the timing on the dump
Oh.
from Ashton Smith on that was perfect.
Yeah.
Because it was literally right on the money, because it wasn't a second early and it wasn't a second late where it could have been picked off by Lazaire because he was curling right behind. beautiful screen, timed that roll because you know what he holds his screen, but he
So
doesn't
well.
hold the screener the person that he is screening, and he rolls so beautifully. And when he rolls too, though, as he misses the first free throw, he seals that man so well on his backside that you gotta foul him if you want to try to get after anything.
And he always rolls perfectly where the defense cannot get to him on that help. Now, we just gotta work on those free throws.
Gotta work on those free throws. Akeem Ellis, though, coming
Yeah, I
up
like
with the
that.
rebound, giving the deep three. Zane Johnson, heat check for himself. Gonna go to bounds.
I don't know. It's tough.
That was a very deep three from Zane, and the fact that it was a long.
And
it was
there's
long.
time on the clock.
It was a new shot clock.
Yeah, tough.
16-13 lead, a minute and a half to play in the first quarter. Here from the Powerade Center, Megan McPeak and Declan Roberts. They go down low, Emmanuel Little, the kick. Ed Horton left open. He knocks that down and ties it at 16.
Horton's actually playing really well in the absence of Stewart.
Scott on the
How is
drive.
that not a foul? I like that though. Good drive. Coach Max is telling the ref that Little's been in there for like 5 seconds every time.
Let's get down, Brampton. Let's get
Here's
down.
Little going against Zane Johnson, misses the layup. Marcus Oliver pulls down the rebound. Smith to Edmondson. Ellis with it, 13 on the shot clock. Takes another deep three.
Why?
Rims in and out, but
Wow.
Edmondson is there
I'm not
for
like-
the putback.
I don't know why Brampton is shooting all these deep threes. And it's early in the shot clock. I don't have a problem if you want to shoot it, but shoot it when there's like 5 seconds on the clock. They're shooting with
When you've got
17
no other
seconds.
option.
Take
Ed-
it. Oh,
Ed Horton, 10 seconds on the clock. Lazaire comes for the screen. Horton on the drive. Ellis
Good
meets him,
help.
the rebound. Oliver, 4 seconds. Smith with it, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Pulls it. That
it was wide.
one
Just a
step
little bit more
closer, and that
power.
would have been good. So after just 12 minutes of basketball from the Powerade Center, your Brampton A's lead the London Lightning 20-16. We will take a short break and get back for the second quarter. Oh, we got a little bit of a clock malfunction as we come back for the second quarter.
Man. Did you say second quarter? If
Yes, I
every
did.
quarter is going to be like that, your voice is gone.
No, I'm good so far.
Okay, all right.
I'm good so far. The score table here, just fixing the clock, getting all the... They didn't even wait for their third man.
No.
Didn't even wait for Tony. They just put the ball in
time.
play.
Give it to him. Give it to him right away.
Or take it.
See, that's a shot.
That's a bad shot.
That's a bad shot, but that's where Cavell was so deep in the post. He's got to get it to touch right away.
So starting the second quarter, Kyle Johnson, Cavell Johnson, Bryson Johnson, Akeem Scott, and Flenn Whitfield, and they're going to get a foul called. I believe it's going to be on Akeem Scott.
Good to see Whitfield out there playing.
Yes.
Number 1, Akeem Scott, his second personal foul, first team foul.
Honestly,
So
we gotta give
Marvin
a shout out to
Phillips.
Brampton, man. They won a first quarter.
Shooting.
They played
Marvin
amazing.
Phillips into the game. Not into the game, sorry, he's at the line. I just realized what I said there.
Who's the better shooter, Marvin Phillips or DeAndre Thomas?
Shooter
As a
in
big
what
man.
sense? But a shooter in what sense? From the floor or from the foul line?
From the floor. I'm gonna have to give it with Marvin.
3-point line, Marvin. Anywhere else, giving it to DeAndre. And they're going to get an illegal screen called on Flenn Whitfield.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's Kyle's fault because he was in motion to go around the screen before Flenn could get set.
But at the same token, what Flenn is saying that I got pushed from the back from Sefton. See?
Mag saw the same
Yeah.
thing. Emmanuel Little. Cross-court pass, falls in the hands, Ed Horton for 3. Off the mark, Bryson Johnson comes up with the rebound. And he brings it over half,
like this
flips
push.
it back to, Flenn Whitfield. Kyle with it now. Bryson. Cavell, he'll take the 3.
You know what the thing is that's killing me with Brampton's threes? They're actually good. They're not good shots, all of them. Like, that wasn't a bad shot by Cavell. But the shot looks like it's going to go in.
I know.
Like, they're all on line perfectly.
Elvin Mims and Enrico Di Loretto check back into the game. They replace Ed Horton and Sefton Barrett. 20-18 lead for the A's. Emmanuel Little over half to Marvin Phillips, picked up by Cavell Johnson. Cavell getting low in that defensive stance. Here's Hart. Takes a dribble just below the 3-point line, sorry. Misses. Enrico Di Loretto on the putback. Nice save
We're
from
gone.
Little, but the A's are now out in transition up the floor. Here's Scott. That was like a layup, but like a dunk.
Yeah, it's like.
That was like,
It was a flush.
that was like a, I'm gonna do this layup, but don't get it twisted, I can dunk it.
Like, I'm a layup, but if you come, I'm gonna turn my wrist.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I did just say don't get it twisted.
I like this effort by Brampton.
Back to Cavell, jump through, kick. Kyle gets his man in the air. Can't connect, but Bryson Johnson is there to clean up. New shot clock. Keem Scott gets it to fall. Coach Knox, another quick timeout early on in the quarter. A's with a 25-18 lead, 9:53 to play. And after that, Cavell turns and looks at Bryson Johnson as he's walking down the entire length of the court and pointing at him like that happened because of you.
Yes.
Why? Because they gang rebound with Bryson Johnson, a small guard, not known for his defense, not known for rebounding it as much as he had in this first quarter and 2 minutes? And he's pulled down, I think, 3 or 4 rebounds on the offensive end for the A's. New shot clocks.
Rebounding, to me, it kind of reminds me of a stat in football. So in football, the heaviest hitters in football aren't always the biggest guys. It's guys who have the biggest heart. And rebounding to me isn't
Comes
about...
from that rib cage.
Exactly. Rebounding to me is about heart and
Sorry.
wants the ball.
My anatomy was way off on that chest cavity. Wow. I'm embarrassed for myself.
Let's just bypass that. But yeah, it's about who wants it more. And right now, Johnson wants it a step more than everyone on
Which Johnson? Bryson or Cavell?
There's too many Johnsons on Brampton. My rib cage is sore. Oh, man.
We're having too much fun.
It's game 5.
Game 5. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you much more analysis throughout the game.
Yeah.
We're getting the fun and the jokes out of our system as early as possible.
Because the fourth quarter is all business.
It's closing time.
It's closing time. And the thing is, too, with Brampton, London, they're so closely matched up in so many different positions.
Woo! Nice block by Cavell Johnson. Defensively, what did I say in the pregame?
He's got to get after it defensively.
He needs to assert himself defensively because his offense comes so much more fluidly.
But he's showing more aggression so many different ways. Like offensively, defensively, he's actually shooting the ball.
Here's Brent Jennings, quiet in that first quarter, the kick in the corner, that's DiLoretto for 3. Cavell got hit on the play. He's still down on the ground, so the A's right now have 4 men, but because there was no advantage for the Lightning, the officials can blow the whistle, and they do. See, he's gonna get up and he's gonna be mad. Never mind. I was gonna say if he gets up and the trainer's out on the floor, he's gonna be mad because he's gotta come off the floor. But he's very slow to get up, and Coach Maggs just immediately calls for a sub.
I didn't see what happened.
I
don't like that hobble.
He'll be okay. He could be in a body cast. Cavell Johnson will play.
But didn't you say Cavell isn't a city boy?
He's not. He's a born and raised on a farm.
That's what I'm saying. Farmers aren't like city boys.
Nope.
Like,
you could chop off his hand and he'll play.
He'll still play. All right. Hope he's okay.
So Akeem Ellis into the game.
Do they get a new shot clock for that?
They keep it at where it was. Scott on the steal, gets the layup. There was contact, no call though. Akeem Scott, that shot clock question doesn't even matter though. Brent Jennings now running the point at the moment for Coach Knox. He's picked up by Johnson. Down low, they go to Phillips, the kick. DiLoretto back to Phillips. Jennings calling for it. Phillips muscles it up. Bryson Johnson coming up with the rebound again. Flips it up the floor.
Take your time.
Extra pass. Here's Bryson Johnson for 3. Give it to him, ladies and gentlemen. The kid's been working hard tonight.
He earned that one.
He has been working hard tonight.
Man, Brampton is, hey, if we run and gun, I don't think there's a team that can beat us.
We're hard to beat when we run and gun.
Yeah.
30-18 lead right now for the Brampton A's. Still very early on in the game. 8:28 to play. Nice pass. Flynn is very flexible down there doing the splits.
You know who
He gets called for the foul. I thought that would have been a good no call.
Flynn kind of reminded me of Bobby Brown. Remember My Prerogative? Flynn, I didn't know he could do the splits like that.
Cavell's back, so it's good as he's got a tiny bit of a limp.
Out to Bobby Brown.
Tiny bit of a limp does Cavell have. And the crowd giving him a good cheer as he checks back into the game.
Ooh.
Keem Scott got nailed. Absolutely nailed on that screen.
But he needs to keep his composure. He needs to stay calm. He needs to stay calm.
Assistant coach Sheldon Cassidy doing the right thing, stepping in between Akeem Scott and official Tony Turnbull.
He cannot retaliate on the offensive end because the referees are going to watch for it now.
As bad and as ugly as that looked, I actually have to say that it wasn't a moving screen. He just got hit.
I don't know. Did it
really
not look
hard.
like Marvin Phillips went up?
Well, Marvin.
Did it not look like he kind of went up on him?
From my angle, I have a different angle than you do.
Right.
As Akeem Scott on that drive got fouled and goes to the free throw line. From my angle, it didn't look to me like he went up with it. But the thing is that I had Akeem Scott's back to me, so I wouldn't have seen Marvin Phillips' arms go up if he did.
Right.
So from my angle, it
looked like just a hard screen.
It looked like he just ran into a brick wall.
Yeah. So what happened from my angle? It looked like Marvin Phillips kind of went up on the screen. So that's why the retaliation came from.
What I think is crazy is the fact that none of the officials saw, and one of them was standing dead on in front of Coach Magley. Akeem Scott goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, makes it a 10-point lead.
Look at Johnson playing full court defense right now.
I love it. I love what I'm seeing from Bryson tonight. the kid from Pictou, Nova Scotia.
Scotia in the building.
Here's Jennings, the screen from Phillips. Jennings airballs that one. I think, here's the thing, seeing that screen right there from Phillips, I think where you can see where he comes up with it is because he surprisingly gets so low when he goes to set a screen on Akeem Scott.
Yes.
That when he comes to stand up, he does that motion like you think he's gonna.
But watch for
swinging.
it if it's a dirty play, and watch if he does the same type of picks against Johnson.
Cavell on the drive.
I like that.
Turn around, spin.
I like
gets
that.
The ball.
I like that.
He gets hurt, but he comes back.
I like that.
Comes right back with the Jimmy.
But you see how angry he is?
I like it.
It was like he started rolling tumbleweed.
I've seen. Oh, I'll get on the steal though.
I like that.
Getting held. Gets it to Bryson Johnson, the easy layup.
Timeout, London.
Coach Knox wants a timeout.
Timeout, London.
I like this Cavell Johnson. I've seen him before. It was last year when he was the 2013 Defensive Player of the Year. And now they're going to call a... They call Akeem Ellis for an unsporting foul.
You know what? It's a good call. I'll tell you why.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
I saw they were getting a little bit chippy. They were saying some words, but then he threw a little elbow. Good call. At least he didn't get a technical. It's just a personal foul.
But he gets 2 shots. We just scored. Yes, they get. They're still going to have
2 shots. I don't.
For an unsporting foul. He's getting 2 shots now,
no,
and they keep
they
possession.
call unsportsmanlike.
They called it unsportsmanlike. So yes, although it was the right call, the unfortunate thing is the fact that they now get 2 shots and the ball.
So our lead, are they going to re-show it? I'm going to lose my voice.
There's an unsportsmanlike foul to the Brampton A's number 20, Akeem Ellis. That's Brampton's team foul number 4. on the unsportsmanlike foul shot, the incorrect player for the Lightning shot. So that first basket is disallowed. And the line, shooting one, Emmanuel Wood.
All right, so here's what happened. When they called the timeout, there was an unsportsmanlike foul called on Brampton A's Akeem Ellis. The thing is, London didn't have any timeouts, but because this is FIBA rules, they were still granted the timeout unknowingly, but you don't get to shoot technical foul shots. Next thing that happened was Marvin Phillips took the first unsporting-like foul shot. It did go in, but it does not count because he is the wrong player to shoot it. Jennings on the miss. Elvin Mims puts it back up and in. So because Marvin Phillips was the wrong player to shoot that first unsporting-like technical, they negated the point because it's supposed to be Emmanuel Little. Emmanuel Little only had one shot because of that. He made it. We are back in play after all of that happened. Although there was another score for the London Lightning, I wanted to get all of that out to you so you all knew what was going on after that timeout. Akeem Scott on the 3. That's off the mark. Elvin Mims comes up with the rebound for the Lightning.
Wow. Game 5.
It is
all I have to say.
It is loud right now at the Powerade Center. The A's fans chanting defense. Here's Jennings on the drive. Misses, gets his own rebound, misses again. And Kyle Johnson controls the rebound.
Now, we also have to remember with Jennings, although he is having a tough day in the office.
Ed Horton's going to get called for a foul.
In game number 2, he was struggling the first 2 quarters. In the third quarter, he broke the game open with 4 consecutive 3-pointers from the corner. So we have to keep an eye on him no matter what. Good job, Cavell Johnson. Cavell
Johnson and Akeem Scott get subbed out. Ashton Smith and Marcus Oliver checked into the game for them. The A's still control a 11-point lead, Make that a 12-point lead as Kyle Johnson is at the free throw line. Kyle makes both free throws.
Now, I think Brampton, 2 things. They have to remain...
Keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Right, but remain composed. You can't pick up these cheesy fouls trying to kind of retaliation, I would say.
Here's Mims, picked up by Bryson Johnson, trying to back him down. Turnaround Jimmy, off the mark. Ashton Smith with the rebound. Ashton going right to the hole, the layup, misses, but Kyle is there for the cleanup.
Run and gun.
Zane
Coach
Johnson.
Maggs yelling at the subs coming in, you pick them up full court.
Zane Johnson and Tyshawn Edmondson will check in at the next opportunity. The double comes. Johnson is there in the lane for the steal. Ashton Smith, Marcus Oliver controls in the air, misses the layup. He will go to the free throw line, but here's the thing. Although he missed the layup, and we talked pregame about the fact he left a lot of points on the scoreboard in game 3 and 4. In that situation there, he went for the bucket. He didn't go expecting the call. He went for that bucket.
Well, I find on a fast break, he's always going for the bucket. But at the same token, he's got to finish those ones.
Yeah.
And, like if we get in, hopefully we can come out here with a win. The next round, we're going to need those buckets.
Yes.
And you have to remember, too, if this is a close game, those buckets come in crucial in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. But
1 for 2 from the free throw line.
And this thing is, too, he's so crucial to our team.
Ed Horton over the half-court line. Emmanuel Little with it now. 15 on the shot clock. The A's with a 40-24 lead, and they're going to get Marcus Oliver called for a foul.
Yeah, that's a good call. He was holding him. Good call. But at the same token, the reason why I don't mind the call is because it doesn't give Phillips an advantage.
Sorry to cut you off. They called that, but what I saw from the baseline at the bench, both Cavell Johnson and Flynn Whitfield instructed Marcus on how to defend that better so he doesn't pick up that foul. John Hart for 3, that's off the mark. Sefton Barrett going over the back of Edmondson, gets fouled, and he will go to the free throw line.
Foul to the Brampton A's, number 21, Marcus Oliver. His second personal foul. Team foul number 6.
So Sefton Barrett at the line. 5:10 to play here in the first half. Megan McPeak, Declan Roberts. Game 5, 5:10 to play. Sefton Barrett misses the first free throw.
What a game.
And just think, we've got another half to play.
Wow. As long as Brampton continues to run and gun, we should get out of here with a win. If they make it a half-court set, we're going to struggle.
Barrett goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. On the flip, Oliver fouled hard. He will be going to the free throw line, sorry. Again, doing that screen and roll. That situation, it's him and Edmondson. Edmondson gets doubled. Oliver has a clear lane to the bucket. Horton has no other opportunity, or other option, but to foul.
This year's summer clinics with Brampton A's, Oliver's going to be teaching how to probably do pick and rolls. Like, it doesn't even make sense how you know what else I love about it? He almost knows which side the help is going to come from and rolls perfectly. But I think he needs to finish on his toes because he's got good shooting form.
I was just going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, he's got good shooting form. Down, toes, up. Yeah.
You were right. Got to finish on your toes. Kurt Alexander making his first appearance into the game. He replaces Ed Horton for Coach Carlos Knox.
See, this is where you miss Al Stewart, right?
This is exactly where you miss Al Stewart because you're down a man. No timeouts for the London Lightning and still 5 minutes to play in this first half. Emmanuel Little picked up by Zane Johnson, screen from Phillips. Little in the paint, the spin. Misses. Hakeem Ellis with the rebound. Ellis in transition, floats it up. Misses, Oliver's there to clean it. Zane Johnson gets the kick, the 3. Off the mark, Gang rebounded, and they're gonna call a foul. They call it on Marcus Oliver.
To me, that looked like 3 guys were going up for the ball.
That's his third. This is where it gets dicey, but here's the thing. This is where it helps to have 5 big men that you can play.
Yeah.
Although Tom Granato in the locker room after that ejection, but this is where having backups upon backups
come into play.
Come in handy.
And this is where Coach Mag's coaching style comes into play because of those hockey subs earlier on in the season. Players that are deeper on the bench in the playoffs have the confidence to come in and understand the system.
Marvin Phillips on the line. He makes the first one. 4:35 to play here in the first half from the Powerade Center. The A's with the lead.
What you don't want if you're Brampton is that for London to be able to cut this to a single-digit lead. And I mean that from a 9. We have to keep it double digits.
Yes. Edmondson, quick 3. That's off the mark. Cavell climbing the ladder, tips it in the hands of Ashton Smith. A new shot clock for the A's. 41-27 lead. Brent Jennings will check in for the Lightning at the next opportunity. Ashton Smith calling out the play. Screen from Cavell Johnson. Coach Maggs wants him to roll. 8 on the shot clock. Ellis puts it up. That does not fall. Cavell Johnson there to clean it up again. Turn around Jimmy. That's a good one for Cavell.
But he made a...
They're going to call a delay of game on Hakeem Ellis. He held on to the ball a little too long.
But Cavell Johnson had an easy lay into the basket. And you and I, Coach Maggs, all called it out. He rolled to the three-point line versus rolling to the net.
Mentioned that in the pregame.
Yeah.
Or was it pregame or was it during the first quarter? Pregame. Him and Whitfield have a tendency to roll to the three-point line as opposed to rolling to the bucket.
Remember, we said they're not great three-point shooters. Wow.
They called, I honestly don't think that a lot of the players, because even London was running back defensively, I don't think they actually heard the whistle blow. There was a foul called. They called it on Zane Johnson. I heard the whistle, but none of the players heard the whistle and continued down the floor.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened there.
A foul was called on Zane Johnson.
And 1?
Yes, that's why. The funny thing is because he made the layup and it happened so fluidly.
But he was wide open. There was no one even around him.
They called it as he was. So here's what happened.
Tell me that's not a continuation.
They called it a continuation.
Wow.
They called it on Zane Johnson as Kurt Alexander was going to the bucket. But I don't think Tony Blue's whistle loud enough for everyone to hear because the other 2 officials didn't even hear him.
Right.
Kurt Alexander completes the three-point play, and it's a 13-point lead now for the A's, 43-30 with 3.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Ashton Smith breaking down Alexander, gets caught, kicks. Zane Johnson pushed off the three-point line, step back three, way off the mark. Cavell Johnson controlling, clears the benches, and gets back into the play.
Give it to him.
The kick, Edmondson on the drive. See, if that's a continuation,
How is this not
why
a
would that not
continuation?
have been a continuation? You're waving off the bucket. Even though it didn't go in, he's waving off the shot.
Cavell Johnson, though, is exceptionally active.
He should do hurdles after his basketball career is done.
He's everywhere right now.
He cleared that bench row, the first row of fans, like it was nothing. And Akeem Ellis, he knew that was falling
he knew that was going
the moment it left his
He knew
hand.
that was going in.
Ashton Smith being a pest in the full court, picking up Kurt Alexander, 46-30 lead for the Brampton A's. Here's Jennings.
That's a hold right there on his leg.
But I like how Ellis is trying to defend. He's keeping his hands up. Sefton Barrett, I don't even know what to call that, but he got the bucket. Smith attacking. There was contact in there somewhere.
But he was trying to kick it underneath to Cavell Johnson.
Emmanuel Littlecheck back into the game.
Now, Zane is having a tough day from the three-point shots. I would actually like to see him move in and get a little mid-range jump and then go back out.
Get a little mid-range game happening. Two and a half minutes to play here in the second quarter.
Yeah, good call.
He knew it.
Called it.
He knew it. Cavell knew when he went for that steal that he might have been holding.
That's his first personal foul.
And you see, we have a really good lead right now, but it's not that big of a lead for a team like London. They can come back on them very easy, especially with the third quarter coming.
And here's the thing too, as well, is the A's don't always play their greatest when they have a big lead.
Yeah, I agree.
Sefton Barrett hits the free throws. 46-34 lead here in the second quarter. Enrico Di Loretto will check in at the next opportunity. Edmondson, screen from Cavell. Cavell rolls to the bucket. Edmondson in hesitation gets it to
That's a very
paint.
tough basket. The way he contort his body to finish that, not easy.
Jennings, screen from Barrett in the paint. Tries to one-hand it to Emmanuel Little. Little thought it might have been tipped out of bounds. They're gonna say it will stay with the A's, or sorry, it will go to the A's.
Probably should have went up.
Jennings?
Yeah, he probably should have went up on that one.
I would agree, yeah. He's left-handed, so it's harder to guard a left-handed floater as a right-handed defender. Edmondson has it poked from behind, but Barrett dribbles it out of bounds, so the A's will keep possession. They got lucky on that one.
I think the A's have to go back through Cavell.
Yes.
I legitimately think every time down the floor, he's got to touch the ball.
At least once.
At least once. Not to say he has to score, but he has to be. They have
He
to
has
keep
to
him
be
in
involved.
there. Or they cannot have that.
The steal comes with Kurt Alexander in transition. The kick, Enrico Di Loretto pulls it back out. Little on the drive. Spins, comes back baseline, misses.
What? I couldn't see what happened there.
They're gonna say that they're saying that Edmondson pushed on the rebound.
I couldn't see. There's too many bodies there. But I was going to say great transition defense on Brampton.
Yes.
Because London is actually pushing that ball hard, and Brampton was able to hustle back to prevent any layups or anything.
Yes.
Good timeout for Coach Meggs.
First one he's taken. However, he hasn't needed to. He hasn't needed to because London has taken a lot of them, and also too, they've been executing the game plan thus far.
Yep, it's true.
And I only know that because I saw the whiteboard. So I knew what the game plan was. So a timeout on the floor. Sefton Barrett, was it Sefton Barrett?
Sefton Barrett.
It was Sefton Barrett, okay, so my eyes are not deceiving me. making both free throws, cutting the lead to a 12-point lead for the Brampton A's, 48-36. We'll take a break and get set for the next minute and so of this first half.
Come on, fans. Let me see you on the big screen right now. Look up on the big screen. Let me see you right there. Here we go. Let's go. Hey. Make some noise out there.
Coming back out of the timeout, the A's will have possession. Coach Paul Mokeski rocking a nice purple tie. Like
Sharp, looking sharp. Now,
it can be difficult to look sharp with a 7-foot frame. Edmondson on the drive, misses. Little comes up with the rebound.
London's coming out in a full court press.
Try to get some turnovers going into the half. Alexander, the double screen from Barrett and Little, trying to post up. Emmanuel Little's trying to post up on Edmondson.
Great
He gets it, the
rotation.
kick. John Hart, Cavell flies right out at him. Zane doubles, misses.
Another foul for Brampton?
And Edmondson's gonna get called again. They're gonna say he two-handed push. So Kyle Johnson will come back into the game.
That's his third personal foul.
And I like what happened there. They call the foul on Ty, but Akeem Ellis comes up to Tony Turnbull and explains that they're pushing us from behind, so it looks like we're pushing because we're getting pushed into somebody.
What's a foul count? It's got to be bad.
7-5, if those are the numbers are correct.
That's not that bad.
But it could be more because they might stop counting on the clock at 7.
Oh, okay. Just because it's like I'm seeing a lot of foul calls at Brampton. It's getting these ticky-tack fouls under. Well, it's hard for us to see because where we're positioned.
Loose ball, and Phillips comes up with it, then gets called.
Okay.
I was going to be very unhappy
If
if they did not call that travel.
I'm going to lose my voice.
I'm good for
Yeah,
once.
I'm the one losing my voice.
And you're doing not that much talking.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, you're talking, but not as much
I thought
as I am.
No, but I thought they were going to call a foul.
I actually thought, given the way that it has gone the last couple of minutes, I wouldn't have been surprised. Don't. But they're going to call that. And they get Akeem Ellis on a charge.
Offensive foul to the Brampton A's, number 20.
It's good acting.
Great acting.
I mean, I don't know if the ref noticed the footwork of Sefton Barrett, but he stepped into that as he was. Here's Phillips. Under a minute to play in the first half. Alexander. Little. Flips it to Barrett. Barrett flips it up. He's getting those wild circus shots to fall tonight.
Was a foul on Brampton?
They call it on Kurt
Wow.
Alexander.
Wow.
Foul to line number 8, Kurt Alexander. That's his first personal foul, team foul number 6.
I believe it should be 48-40.
No, because it was 37 to 48.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make some noise, Brampton.
On the roll, Cavell controls, kicks. Zane Johnson from the corner. That one's short. I like that from Kyle. Alexander came down low with it, and Kyle tried to get in for the jump ball. 10 seconds to play. Here's Little. 6 seconds. Cavell comes out to guard. Little goes in attack mode to the lane, flips it up, Misses, but they are going to call a foul. Coach Maggs can't do anything but just wave his hand at the ref. I'm not going to repeat what Marvin just said, but I'm surprised Tony didn't just tee him up.
His second personal foul.
I don't even know what's going on here.
They're complaining, thinking that they should have
because
40
they had
points.
37.
No.
Sefton
I'm just
scored
telling.
the
I'm
two.
just telling you what they're complaining
Right, no,
about.
I'm saying, because Sefton scored that underneath layup. It's 39. The one thing I said.
But didn't he go to the line after that?
No. Because remember, he said, I don't know what that is.
No, but after that, on the inbound, did they not call a foul
I don't.
on the
think-
charge?
I think that was before that. No.
There's been so many whistles, I can't even keep up.
Well,
They cut it to single digits to end the half. So the Brampton A's
Very exciting first half of basketball. Even the horns excited.
The Brampton A's will go into the half and into the locker room with a 48-41 lead over the London Lightning. If the score changes, we will update you at the third quarter start. Stay tuned for halftime. We've got a dance number coming for you. And myself and Declan will be back to get ready for the third quarter.
With a combination of over 20 years dance experience, this collaboration of dancers that you are about to see are from our very own City of Brampton's competition dance department. With the instruction of their teacher, Ms. B, they are here to present for you a sample of their urban choreography. Please cheer and welcome to center court, We Dat Buck. gentlemen, one more time. Give it up for City of Brampton's own We That Buck. Make some noise for them, everybody. You're working with the best. Canada's heavy hitters. Ejections.
Big shots out on to Pamela Harper. Happy birthday, Pamela. Make some noise.
present. Highly fortunate in steels at the southwest corner, our rooms were made for you. All rooms include large work desks, complimentary high-speed internet, and voice command. Guests can take advantage of our fitness center and indoor pool. Our state-of-the-art banquet and convention center is equipped with advanced technology with surround sound and lighting. 500 guests. We are at your service.
Music that moves you. G98.7 FM.
I know my rent was gonna be late about a week ago. I worked my ass off, but I still can't pay you. But I got just enough to get off in this club. Yeah, we in good time.
A Richards Party Shop is the Brampton A's 2014-15 official sponsor for all your party needs. Much more than your average party store. 2 minutes away from the Powerade Center, 59 Boulevard in Brampton. For more information, log on to richardspartyshop.ca or contact Richards Party Shop at 905-796-5559. Speaking of Richards Party Shop, we want to wish a very happy anniversary to Gail and Larry. Happy anniversary to Gail and Larry. Your Brampton A's anniversary birthday packages are sponsored by Richards Party Shop. The Brampton A's want to thank Jamal Ward of Flash Forward Photography for catching all of tonight's action. Follow him on Instagram at FlashForward416, your 2014-15 Brampton A's official photographer. Also, a quick shout out to DJ. Majestic.
Welcome back as we get set for the third quarter here from the Powerade Center. Megan McPeak and Declan Roberts on the call here in Brampton. It's game 5, and I still have my voice.
Well, you know what, Megs? What have we all preached all year? I'm losing my voice. But what do we preach all year? It's what are we going to do in the first 3 minutes of coming out of the half? Because the last 3 minutes going into the half was terrible for Brampton.
It was. They had, what, a 14-point lead.
And they should have ran that open. But instead, it's now a 7-point lead. Momentum London. I think the referees did not help.
And the A's struggle in third quarters.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. Game time.
Third quarter, baby.
Let's do it.
London Lightning will have first possession, and Ed Horton will run the point now for Coach Knox. So Little, Horton, Phillips, Mims, and Jennings on the floor to start the third quarter. The double comes from Kyle Johnson. Phillips still manages to get into the paint, misses, and Kyle Johnson controls. Kicks to Bryson Johnson for 3. Off the mark. And Jennings tries to control the ball, goes out of bounds. So Jennings turns the ball over, and it goes to the A's. So Bryson Johnson, Cavell Johnson, Kyle Johnson, Flynn Whitfield, and Akeem Scott to start the third quarter. Only difference is Flynn is in for Granado, who was ejected in that first quarter.
Not a bad look.
On the inbound, here's Kyle. Baseline jumper misses. Marvin Phillips pulls down the rebound, and back the other way go the Lightning. Here's Little to Mims. Mims hits that jumper.
You know that was going in.
Mid-range game is almost automatic for Elvin Mims. Cavell hands it off to Bryson. Goes back to screen for him. On the roll, Cavell in the paint, gets it to go. I like that no call.
I like that too. I thought the referees were going to make a call. But does Brampton?
And then Bryson's picking up again in the full court. He's sticking with it.
Does Brampton offensively look at the next transition, next time down? Do they look a step sluggish?
I'll take a
offensively.
I'll keep my eye on it. Here's Jennings, screen from Phillips. Jennings gets around Scott. Another no call.
Great push by Akeem Scott. Never gave up on the play.
Kyle Johnson flips it up and under. Gets the layup to go. A strong start so far from the A's.
I like what I'm seeing. They're pushing the ball, going back to what worked in the first half.
Little, they want to try and dump it inside to Jennings. He waves it off. And then Phillips wanted to go back to Little, threw it out of bounds. So the A's will take the possession.
Great start. What we said, it had to come on the first 3 minutes. So far, so good.
Scott kicks it to Cavell. Hands it to Bryson. Bryson, screen and roll with Cavell. The kick. Cavell, long 2, misses.
That's okay. I can live with that.
Mims with the rebound. What I liked about that though, Bryson waved Whitfield to the other side of the key. He wanted to go two-man game with Cavell.
I like that. And you know what I liked on the jump shot is Cavell shot it without hesitating.
Ed Horton tried to go cross court to Little, and Horton is angry because Little came towards the bucket,
and he's supposed to fake to the corner.
Horton wanted him to come and fake back to it because that's where he was going with that pass.
And even the coach for London said, Little, you're going the wrong way. Come back.
Here's Kyle, 18 on the shot clock. Over to Bryson. Scott with it. Screen from Cavell. The roll, tries to dump it. Cavell comes back up with it. Goes to Whitfield, 6 on the shot clock. Bryson,
2.
driving, 2, flips it up. Gets it to go. Bryson Johnson is tough to play today. Hustling back defensively to get Ed Horton. 54-43 lead for the A's here in the third quarter. 9:05 to play from the Powerade Center. Jennings, they want to go inside to Phillips. Whitfield picks up, 6 on the shot clock. The kick, extra pass, here's Mims.
Cavell's not rotating at all.
Horton in the corner left open. It goes out of bounds. Bodies flying everywhere.
Look at that. You know what? Cavell did not rotate at all. He went to double and stayed there, and the ball was moving. He's got to rotate faster on that one.
Akeem Scott brings it over half court, 54-43. Lob to Cavell, nice pass! And Cavell throwing it down. And Coach Knox, timeout. Coach Mo's got
Hold
a
on.
point. You got to play the whistle as
Timeout, London.
a horn. The table blew the horn. The refs didn't hear it. Bryson Johnson came up with a steal, scored the layup. They wave it off. Coach Mo has a point in the fact that you play the whistle. The refs went over to the table and asked if they blew the horn. They did, so they have to wave off the bucket and give Coach Knox the timeout.
Right.
Unfortunate because if you didn't blow that horn, there was no whistle, that's a bucket for the A's.
Right.
However, the table had to be honest and say they did blow the horn for the timeout for Coach Knox.
I mean, they have to.
It's been an interesting night for the officials, to say the least.
They have to be on top of things.
They do.
You know, and that's for both teams, though. That's
Yes.
like Brampton. They have to be on top of the ball for Brampton, and they have to be on top of the ball for Mississauga because they can cost Brampton points, and they can cost London points.
Yes.
And we don't want to hear any reasons why they won, your table messed up. We want this win.
So it is a
Oh, kiss cam.
56-43 lead for the Brampton A's early on in the third quarter. And we talked during the pregame, and I've mentioned it throughout, that the A's struggle in the third quarter, and it's been a struggle throughout the season. Early in the third quarter, only a couple minutes have gone by, but they've come out very good so far in the first in the first almost 4 minutes now.
But you know what makes champions? Consistency.
Correct. Ed Horton with the ejection of Al Stewart, he will run the point for Coach Knox. Mims, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Tries to go down low to Jennings. He controls after it, tips around. Jennings, the kick to Mims. Long two off the mark. Little controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
I hope they don't call a tech on.
Foul to the Lightning, number 23, Emmanuel Little.
So they call a foul
Third personal foul.
on Emmanuel Little.
First team foul on the court.
Well, he did kind of throw a little elbow at Ellis.
Ellis isn't on the floor, you mean Kyle?
Kyle, yeah, sorry. Kyle. But I don't understand how it's not unsportsmanlike.
They clear it with the refs. It is not an
But how
unsporting
is
foul.
that not?
How is that not? But the pushes in the first half were.
And again, what
That's
it
why
takes
I'm a commentator and not a ref.
right, and you know referees need consistency too.
Kyle Johnson from three off the mark. Whitfield and Mims fight for it. Bryson Johnson tries to go off the glass. Don't call a double foul. I feel the double foul is such a cop-out.
Where's the double foul? There's two
I
guys
believe
one
they're
for-
calling it on Whitfield and Little. They call it, Jennings and Whitfield. At the end of the day, this is why I'm so in such disagreement with this particular call. Whitfield had offensive possession on that rebound. Jennings went over his back. That's not a double
It's not a
foul.
foul. It should be a foul on Jennings.
Unless the ref saw something different. On the inbound, Kyle Johnson gets it from Akeem Scott, puts it up and in off the glass. 58-45 lead, 7:45 to play in the third quarter here from the Powerade Center. It's game 5 between the Lightning and the A's. The winner will get the Windsor Express as Elvin Mims gets in the lane. Bryson Johnson, Marcus Oliver will check in at the next opportunity. Hand off to Akeem Scott, 18 on the shot clock. Scott wants the screen from Cavell.
Oh.
Cavell had that.
Had it.
He had that lob if Scott wanted to give it to him. Scott will take the three. And that was a very flat rebound into the hands of Marvin Phillips. Here's Horton. Screen from Mims. Flips it to him. Whitfield closes. Mims.
I knew that was it.
I've said it many times this season, and I'll say it one more time. Mid-range game is almost automatic for Elvin Mims, and he's got a beautiful jump shot. Whitfield. Crosses, spins, loses the handle. Cavell keeps up with it. Cavell gets the Jimmy to fall.
He's having himself a very
He has come to
aggressive game.
play
How many
tonight.
points does he have so far tonight? How many points does
I'm going to find that out for you.
Let's find out right now.
Marcus Oliver checked in along with Sefton Barrett and Enrico Di Loretto. Ed Horton over half. Flips it to Little. Sefton Barrett picked up by Cavell. Cavell stays down. Barrett, jumper no good. Di Loretto with the rebound. Misses. Mims controls. Ed Horton will pull it back out and set up the play. He has 14 points. That I talk about Cavell Johnson. Mims, foul line jumper. That's why I say he's almost automatic from the mid-range game. Kyle, foul line jumper of his own, misses. Loose ball, and they will say that the Lightning will keep it. As Akeem Ellis checks into the game, he replaces Cavell Johnson along with Ashton Smith. He replaces Akeem Scott.
I don't think Cavell Johnson.
I like the fact Bryson Johnson is picking up the full court and he forces the ball out of the hands of Ed Horton. So Emmanuel Little will now have to run the point.
Who's not very comfortable there.
Here's Horton for three, off the mark. Ellis with the rebound, poke from behind by Barrett, but it will stay with the A's. Edmondson and Zane Johnson check into the game as well for Brampton. Kyle Johnson and Bryson Johnson will get a break.
How are you feeling with all those Johnsons right now?
I've had to deal with it all season. Declan, it is nothing new to me. I'm just glad there's not 5 on the team that Mags can put them all in at one time.
That's going to be a post up there.
The double comes. Marcus Oliver, extra pass, Edmondson. Losing the handle. Ed Horton back the other way. Good no, I like the no call there. Mims misses the first put back, but gets his own put back to go. 60-51, 9-point lead for the A's here in the third quarter. Oliver going at Mims, right to the bucket.
You can say that one. I'll leave that one for you.
I don't think I need to say it. Anybody watching knows exactly what I'm thinking about that unfortunate miss.
Very unfortunate.
Nonetheless, he will
Great
go to
take,
the free
though.
throw line.
Good take. Put his head down.
Took what the defense gave him. That was rushed. That first one was rushed. Very rushed. Nice to see James Johnson here of the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, always coming out, man.
Supporting his buddy. Off of the miss, Zane Johnson gets the rebound. A new shot clock for the A's. Here's Edmondson. Nice pass from Zane Johnson. Edmondson misses. Loose ball, Ellis controls. Floater in the lane, that's good.
Zane and Edmondson is having a tough day in the office, both of them. But they're sticking with it though, because we need them.
Ed Horton, almost an 8-second call. Gets a screen from Mims, another screen. Horton to the lane. He's fouled, they're gonna call that on Oliver.
Now you see, Oliver played him well. Up until he kind of came down. Like Oliver jumped up, hands were straight up, and then he came down with his hands. If he would have just stayed vertically, I think we could have probably forced a missed shot.
Foul trouble for Marcus Oliver will bring him out of the game. And Cavell Johnson back into the game. He's got 4 fouls now, unfortunately.
But the thing is, we need them.
We do.
We need them. So I sit him until late into the fourth, unfortunately.
Ed Horton on the line makes the first one.
I feel like the flow of the game, Brampton is 1 or 2 plays away from breaking this game wide open and breaking the confidence of London. They're like just right on the doorstep. And then London is just 1 or 2 plays away from actually making this game a lot closer than it is.
Ed Horton knocks down both free throws. Ellis picked up by Barrett to Smith, 10 on the shot clock, down low. Here's Cavell, picked up by Phillips. Cavell's jumper off the glass. The bank is open on Saturday nights, ladies and gentlemen.
An aggressive Cavell is a great Cavell. If I'm coaching, he's touching the ball every time down on the floor.
Phillips. They lob it into Little. Gets doubled. Barrett. The 3 misses. Ellis comes up with the rebound. It did look like a travel.
It looked like he switched his pivot feet.
Ellis in transition, the 3, that's off the mark. Way too early in the shot clock to be taking, especially only with an 11-point lead in the third quarter.
It didn't even make sense. Those are the shots that hurt us in the fourth quarter.
Those are the shots that kill momentum for your team.
And he just came up with a big rebound right there too.
Little flips it to Phillips. Ellis getting on it after the ground. Gets it to Smith. The turnover there by the A's. Ed Horton in transition. Flips it up. Count the bucket and 1. Ashton Smith picks up the foul. So Ed Horton will go to the free throw line.
Ashton Smith, his 3rd personal foul, team foul, number 3.
Thank God Brampton has built himself up a big lead in this game.
I wouldn't say 9 points is a big lead.
No, but luckily they had.
They have a buffer.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
As Ed Horton misses the free throw. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. 64-55 lead for the A's.
Give it to Cavell now.
He's got Ed Horton on him.
Give it to Cavell.
Screener, but see, I don't like that screen because now Little picks him up. Edmondson in the paint. Cavell misses. Loose ball on the ground. Sefton Barrett comes up with it. Spins. Edmondson takes it right out of his hand. And then Barrett fouls him. See, in that situation, what I want to see from that play.
I already know what you're going to say.
Cavell had Ed Horton on him.
I already know what you're going to say.
Ellis, he should have turned to Akeem Ellis and said, get out.
Yeah.
Ellis can run through, go 2-man game, and give Cavell the ball down low. He's been hitting his jimmies from that fadeaway baseline jumper. Smith on the drive, flips it up, off the glass. A foul's called. They get it on Marvin Phillips. So Ashton Smith will go to the free throw line. Go.
I like the play of what Ashton did. Put his head down.
He went right back to that screen and roll.
Yeah, which is good. But the Brampton guards have to see the mismatches on Cavell.
And here's why too.
And Cavell's playing aggressively, so I can't even put on Cavell this time.
No, here's another reason why the guards for the A's need to recognize the mismatch that Cavell gets when he goes screen and roll with Ashton is the fact that if you get it to him down low and he gets doubled, guess what? You might get that kick out.
Yeah.
You got a wide open shot to take.
And Cavell is very unselfish.
And he's very good at passing the ball out of the post. 1 of 2 from the foul line was Ashton Smith. Pushes it back to a 10-point lead for the A's. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Cavell pushes the ball out of bounds as he tried to come with the double. 7 seconds on the shot clock will be for the London Lightning. Ed Horton checked into the game, John Hart checked into the game for Ed Horton. Here's Hart, gets by Ellis. As the shot clock's expiring, the layup off the glass. That's somebody that the A's cannot afford
to get hot. No.
Smith shaking and baking the kick. Cavell, baseline Jimmy, misses. Phillips with the rebound. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Little, the kick. John Hart. What did I just say?
He can't get hot.
What I say, Declan? He can't
get hot.
You can't afford John Hart to get hot. It's now a 5-point game. Smith on the drive, flips it up and in.
Ashton Smith.
But you know what? I mean, London's doing what London's going to. We didn't think London was just going to fold and go home.
No.
So they're just doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to make a run. But now Brampton has to do what they need to do to sustain the run. One way not to do that is taking quick shots.
Correct. Little, John Hart, picked up by Zane Johnson, kicks it to Phillips. Phillips will take the 3, shot clock's expiring. Loose ball, Ashton Smith comes up with it, flips it up the court. Cavell wide open, throws it down. Cavell Johnson in transition gets the easy dunk, puts it back to a 9-point game with 1 minute to play in the third quarter. 69-60 lead for the A's. Little driving.
No, they got a hold on him early.
I know, I saw it
Yeah,
too.
they got a hold on him early.
I was hoping that Tony didn't see it though.
Foul on Brampton A's number 10,
Ashton Smith gets called for the foul.
That's his 4th personal foul. 4th team foul.
That's 4 on Ashton, so they got to come right. But here's the thing. Akeem goes in, I want the same thing from Akeem Scott. I want the attack.
Yeah.
Don't settle for that outside jumper. Don't settle for the 3-point shot. Attack the bucket. You saw what Ashton was doing. You got to continue it.
Yeah, if it isn't broken, don't fix it.
Here's Hart on the inbound.
Two.
That rims in and out. Scott comes up with the rebound. Pushes it right back the other way, and they're gonna get a blocking foul. That should actually not be a block on DiLoretto. It should be a push from behind on Hart. Hart pushed him into DiLoretto.
And it looks
in
like
defense of DiLoretto had the charge if it wasn't for the fact that John Hart pushed Akeem Scott into him.
And it looks like Akeem twisted his ankle on that play.
Foul to Lightning number 11, Rico DiLoretto.
He
His
is.
second personal foul. Team foul
He
number
is
6.
very shaken up on that play.
At the line, shooting 2 will be Akeem Scott.
Akeem Scott will take a few steps, try to walk it off.
Ashton's saying, I want to get back in, but I don't know.
It's risky.
At 47 seconds
He's going
left,
with Kyle Johnson.
I would do that too.
Knocks down the first. Misses the second one.
Oh yeah, his ankle's bad. His ankle's
Whoever
bad.
has one foul needs to just foul.
His ankle's bad.
Is it? But here's the thing: is it the ankle or the knee?
No, I think it's the ankle.
Foul to the Brampton A's number
It's
1,
the ankle.
Akeem Scott.
It's the ankle.
That's his 3rd personal
And it's only his
foul.
3rd personal.
15
Hopefully he can come back.
Kyle Johnson.
The only thing about that is the fact that now that the Lightning go to the free throw line, unfortunately. So he will get attended to by the training staff for the A's.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No,
It's
no.
because everybody was down at the free
Oh.
throw line, so I looked down there, didn't realize it. My apologies. They'll inbound it into Mims. Hart gets it back. Hart loses the handle on the floor. Kicks it to Phillips.
Marvin Phillips.
Coach Mag is calling for last shot right here.
There's about a second and a half differential between shot clock and game clock. Ellis looking at Coach Max. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ellis to Zane Johnson, 6 seconds. Zane, pull up just below the 3-point line. Misses. Loose ball tipped around. Hart with it, 2 seconds. 1 second, pull up. Blocked from behind by Cavell.
Big block.
That is the way you end the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. The A's go into the fourth quarter with a 70-62 lead over the London Lightning. Beautiful play by Cavell to get back into it defensively. Doesn't allow John Hart to get the killer at the buzzer.
Cavell Johnson was also the last man back here and sprinted fast to get that block.
Beautiful way to end the third quarter. And guess what? We've got 12 more minutes of this.
Wow.
70-62, we'll take a short one as we get set for closing time.
Come on, let's go, make some noise out there. Hey!
coming into the fourth quarter. Brampton A's with a 70-62 lead. Lightning will have first possession of the game, or sorry, of the quarter. Whew. Brent Jennings, Ed Horton, Elvin Mims, Marvin Phillips, and John Hart will start the fourth for the Lightning. Bryson Johnson, Cavell Johnson, Kyle Johnson, Akeem Ellis, and Taishuan Edmondson for the A's. Here's Jennings. Kicks it back to Horton. They want to go inside to Phillips. Cavell, good defense, steals the ball. That was just a bad decision by Ed Horton to pass it right there.
Right, but did you see the activity on Cavell Johnson's behalf?
Here's Bryson. Edmondson. Kyle with it. Cavell. A little shimmy, a little shake. Cavell's feeling it tonight.
Hey, every time down the floor.
I believe that is point number 20 for Cavell.
Every time down the floor, he's got to touch the ball.
Jennings. Driving, flips it up and in.
That's okay. That's okay. Ran him on the three-point line.
He's been very quiet.
Yeah.
Very, very quiet tonight. I believe that's point number 5 for Brent. Edmondson turns the corner, kicks it. Bryson, 13 on the shot clock, gets some space, lets it fly, misses. Ed Horton controls the ball. Mims back to Horton, 16 on the shot clock. Horton still with it, 10 on the shot clock. Here's Phillips. Bryson picks up. Bryson defending. Good job by Bryson Johnson to keep him in front. Now Mims he contends with. Mims misses the jumper. Edmondson comes up with the rebound, saves it into the hands of Cavell. Over to Kyle. The extra pass. Bryson in the corner for 3. That's good for the kid from Pinto, Nova Scotia. And now he picks up in the full court. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Bryson tonight. They're going to get him on a foul, though. Ed Horton is very displeased with his teammates.
Yeah, not the referees, the team. This table is, oh, here we go. Some stats.
That's his first personal foul of the game. First team foul here.
Cavell Johnson is shooting 64%
from the field.
From the field. Wow.
And he has not taken the 3.
Wow.
Jennings picked up by Ellis. Jennings on the drive, kicks it out. Hart left open. That falls for John Hart. Cavell just got caught in a bad rotation on that.
John Hart is just a silent killer, eh?
Silent assassin. Kyle going against Hart in the paint, flips it up. Count the bucket and one.
Wow.
Kyle Johnson and Bryson Johnson and Cavell Johnson have shown something different in this game.
Cavell and Johnson are just talking about that switch, how Hart got that wide open 3. Johnson's like, you know what, that's my fault. Well, I like this. Cavell, sorry. Cavell said it's his fault. Sorry.
Kyle completes the 3-point play. Now you know why I stick with their first names, right?
Yeah.
78-67 lead for the Brampton A's, 9:30 to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Hart, picked up by Bryson, getting low in the defensive stance. They want to dump it inside. Mims gets the lob, turns it around and gets the flip shot to go over the rim. Ellis, screen from Cavell. A little hesitation. Whoa. Count the bucket.
Wow. That was actually a dangerous play. I don't think I would give him unsportsmanlike, but that's a very dangerous play.
Team foul number 2.
But way for Ellis to be able to remain composed under the pressure, take the hit, and still finish the basket.
Completes the 3-point play. 81-69 lead for the A's. 9 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Season on the line for both teams and a trip to the Central Division Finals against the Windsor Express. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Hart in the paint, flips it up, misses. Mims is there to clean up the glass, misses that one. Misses the second putback, loose ball. Kyle comes up with it, up the floor.
Ball's hurt.
Kicks it to Ellis. Ellis gets fouled from behind. The refs will convene. One had a foul, the other had a strip. It will stay with the possession of the A's. They're gonna go with the strip.
Out of bounds. Brampton ball, 18 seconds.
See, I disregarded that you said Cavell was hurt because I knew he'd eventually come back.
Yeah, no, I get it. He's a farmer.
On the inbound, Bryson to trigger it. Kyle almost gets it off the glass. Edmondson is there for the cleanup. Going baseline, he's fouled. Pushed out of bounds.
Now, if you look, London is starting to crumble. They're starting to yell at each other, get the rebound.
13 fouls.
This is where Brampton can really hurt them.
The A's will inbound on the sideline now, 80-69 lead. Ellis wanted to throw it in for a lob for Cavell. Edmondson, nice pass to Cavell. Missed the dunk though. Jennings back the other way. John Hart in transition, the three. That falls for John Hart. And he cuts the lead to 8.
I mean, I think that slipped out of Cavell's hand because he was just way up there.
I think I would agree. After he came back up off of falling, he wiped his hand off on his jersey. Kyle on the drive, step back jumper. Knocks it down, pushes the lead back up to 10. Under 8 minutes to play. Jennings.
Cavell just didn't even see him, just dribbling right around him peacefully.
Inside, Little. I agree with Akeem's displeasure right now. He was straight, and the ref called the foul on him, so I don't really know where the foul came from.
His third personal foul. Second team.
On that replay, it looks to me like he just went into the side of Akeem Ellis's body, and he was straight up. There was no foul.
He looked out of control today.
Marcus Oliver checking to the game for the A's.
This sub is not going to be long.
No. I think it'll maybe be a minute.
Yeah, Cavell's coming back in ASAP.
Maybe will be a minute.
Manuel Little over the line.
Manuel Little on the free throw line. Little knocks down both free throws, cuts the lead back to 8. Keem Scott will limp to the scorer's table and check back into the game. 82-74 lead for the A's. 7.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Ellis picked up by Barrett, over to Edmondson. Kyle Johnson. They're gonna get a hold called on Ed Horton.
Foul for the Lightning, number 20.
Yeah, he's definitely limping.
Personal foul. Team foul, number 4.
He replaced Bryson Johnson. I can't imagine that sub won't be very, very short.
I would like to see a little action.
They tried to lob it to Marcus Oliver, a little too strong. Hart for 3, misses. Oliver comes up with the rebound, loose ball. Edmondson picks it up, and Little's gonna get called for a foul. Ellis is shaken up on the play.
And no call.
No, they did. They called it on. They called the foul on Little. They called the foul on Little, but the foul on Little is what prompted the trip of Akeem Ellis. That's Little's 5th foul. So Marvin Phillips will check in. Keem Scott will bring it over half court. Over to Kyle. Screen from Marcus. Kyle pulls up, gets it to fall.
Great play by
Kyle. Gets it to fall. Back to a 10-point lead, Ed Horton. 16 on the shot clock. They want to go two-man game with Barrett. Hart goes away from it. Hart stripped from Marcus Oliver. Loose ball though, it goes out of bounds.
Okay.
Second into the game.
Doing a little yoga there.
Little child's pose there from Akeem Scott.
Doing a little yoga to make that ankle feel better. Now, the key thing here is with Brampton, because they have a lead, they don't want to play like they have a lead, just keep playing the game. Because sometimes, you know, and you've been in that situation where you have not even a big lead, but you have a lead and you're playing not to lose versus playing to win.
Hart, 4 seconds on the shot clock. 2 seconds, 1 second, has to put it up.
Wow.
Nothing left to say.
Wow.
Here's Scott on the drive, flips it up, gets it to go, and he runs back the other way, limping very hard.
You're like, he's running back. I'm like, I don't think he's running. Big finish though.
86-77 lead, 6:15 to play in the fourth. Jennings. Ashton trying to get his airtime. Phillips, block from Ellis.
Oh, that, to me, looked like a flop.
I think that's why there was a no call.
You can't afford to flop at this point of the game.
Media timeout on the floor.
Media timeout on the floor. A's with a 86-77 lead over the London Lightning. We'll take a short one here.
Bring it back one more time for you and yours. Brampton, your very own Lady A's.
Dr. Fairblue and Peel Village Dental Office have been happily serving Brampton dental needs for over 22 years. They are a proud sponsor of the Brampton A's and are thrilled to welcome the A's to the community. It's our Dr. Fairblue smile cam, folks. Show me your brush your teeth. Let's see those pearly whites. Oh, yes. Wonderful. There we go. Beautiful smiles here in Brampton. Yes. Come on. Come on. Yes, crisscross. There he is. Come on, Chris. Let's see that pearly white smile, brother.
Let's see those teeth, Chris.
Oh, beautiful smiles here. Smile cam. Let's see those smiles.
Back from the timeout, Lightning have possession and a 5-second shot clock. Phillips on the inbound.
Was that a block?
I don't know why the shot clock reset. The A's never had full possession.
No, I don't think the shot clock reset.
It did reset because it never went off.
Oh.
It never went off, and the ball did not hit the rim.
Number 5.
I thought that, no, it was a block, right?
Marcus just picks up his 5th foul. I apologize if you heard me yell Marcus. Coach Mags was frantically asking who has 5 fouls.
Megan is doing everything right
So
now.
I yelled to him that he's got 5.
She's doing stats.
Barrett's
doing
lucky
play-by-play.
he didn't just pick up a technical foul off of that slap of the ball.
Yeah, but that's a slap.
You missed your foul shot. Get over it. Don't slap the
Yeah.
ball in anger.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
You know
you
what?
give the opportunity to the ref to call a technical
Yeah,
on
true.
you.
You know what? You're a good call.
Just have some composure.
Yeah, you're right. Told you that breather was going to be short.
Well,
Minute 43.
I think Mags got him out early enough right before the media 6-minute timeout to give him a little bit longer of a break. And then also too, Marcus Oliver picking up his 5th didn't help it. I think if Marcus didn't pick up his 5th, he would have got a few extra seconds, probably another 30 seconds to a minute. Off of the second free throw from Barrett, cuts the lead to 8. Here's Kyle to Ellis for 3. Halfway down the hoop, Misses.
That went.
It goes
in
out of bounds.
and out.
I'm assuming
Brampton ball.
it is Brampton
It went
ball.
out on London. On London.
I know, but the refs never motioned which way it was going, so.
If Team Scott is not moving the way he should, I would actually come in with Ashton right now.
On the inbound,
On bounds.
Hart
Brampton ball.
slaps it back out of bounds, so A's will keep possession. 21 seconds on the shot clock.
London's getting a lot of deflections from
I know. Eventually, they're going to control the one of them. They will get their hands and hold on to one of them. Ellis gets it on the inbound. 18 on the shot clock. Edmondson. He'll pull. That's tipped, but Kyle catches it. So I'm going to say it was a pass.
Oh, man. He was so lucky there.
Kyle fouled and will go to the free throw line.
His third personal foul.
John Hart picks up his third.
Team foul of the quarter. Kyle Johnson will line to shoot 2.
You see,
Nice. It's nice to see some Brampton Beast fans in the house.
yeah,
That's who we share the arena with.
yeah, it's good.
Sitting here
We need more
courtside.
Brampton people out here,
They're rocking their but I like it because they're rocking their red Brampton Beast jerseys.
and they're loud here
They're-
too, which I love.
Kyle Johnson knocks down both free throws. Puts it back to a 10-point deficit. Emmanuel Little over half. Hart picked up by Cavell. Down low to Mims, 10 on the shot clock. Picked up by Scott, trying to back him
I
down. The
wouldn't
kick.
have gone that way. I wouldn't leave Hart to double.
I would never leave Hart, no, not to double.
I wouldn't do that.
88-81 lead for the A's, 4:51 to play. Cavell Johnson, picked up by Phillips. Down low to Edmondson, gets the layup to go. Beautiful pass from Cavell. Coach Mo giving some assistance from the sideline, calling out some plays. Here's Little, Hart, Ellis comes out at him, gets the roll.
Serious right now?
His foot was on the line. They call it a 2. He definitely had his foot on the line when he took that
But
shot.
the fact that he even hit that shot.
He got the very fortunate shooter's roll on that one. 90-83, 4:08 to play. Scott gets a screen from Cavell.
Whoa,
Ellis for 3.
don't
Deep.
like that at all.
I don't like it at all either. You've got a lead. There's no need to take threes right now.
Coach,
You got to come back with Smith.
you need to come in with Smith
gotta
or
come back
Cullen.
with
we
Ashton
need a
Smith.
timeout.
Coach Knox is calling a
Fouls to
timeout.
the Brampton A's are 1. Akeem Scott
So Coach
is
Knox calls the London Lightning timeout. The A's with a 90-83 lead over the London Lightning and 3:52 to play. We'll take a timeout here. It is Game 5 of the 2014-15 NBL Canada playoffs. Back out of the timeout, Ashton Smith is back into the game for Akeem Scott.
Let's get loud, Brampton!
As much as you love the fight from Akeem Scott, the way that he's limping so
It's so bad.
obviously and so badly that at some point he becomes a liability on both ends of the floor because his movement is limited, unfortunately. So I like the move by Coach Maggs to go back with Ashton Smith.
I probably would have brought him in a little bit sooner.
He's in foul trouble, unfortunately.
Who, Ashton?
He's got 4.
Which hurts him because he can't pick up full court.
Goes for the double. Ed Horton gets the kick. Knocks it down from long distance. And it is a 4-point game now with 3.5 minutes to play. Kyle Johnson on the drive. He's fouled. This is what you got to do when you've got a lead and it's a game 5 must win. You got to attack the bucket. Kyle Johnson will go to the free throw line.
Called out the double team.
Pardon me?
Coach Maggs said no more doubling. Because where the double is coming from.
It's coming from the John Hart defender and Ed Horton defender, and right now they're hitting shots.
Which is also the farthest part on the court, so it's too hard
recover.
to recover.
Kyle misses the first free throw. Kyle Johnson right now in the game, 10 of 18 from the floor. And he is 7 of 8 from the free throw line for 28 points.
See now Ashton has to kind of lay off on defense. Can't pick up a cheesy foul right now.
Got to be smart the way he defends. They dump it into Mims, 8 on the shot clock.
That's okay.
Mims misses, gets his rebound, misses again, tipped out. Phillips controls. Stripped by Cavell. Cavell holds on to it, gets doubled, and comes up with the ball to Ashton Smith.
That's okay. 1-on-1.
Ashton Smith. Screen from Cavell. Kick. Ellis. Driving. Floater. Off the glass. At the shot clock. Count the bucket. 93-86. 2.5 minutes to play from the Powerade Center. Game 5. Your season on the line. Horton on the drive. Misses. Loose ball. And they're going to call Tyshawn Edmondson on the rebound. Sorry. They call it on Ashton Smith. That's number 5. Coach Maggs
Great timeout.
wants a timeout. We'll take a break. 93-86, 2:26 to play in the quarter.
Final buzzer and a reminder, fans, if the A's go 100 points or more, take your ticket stubs to the works in Brampton to receive a free appetizer.
Let's go, ladies! Let's go!
Lego.
Back out of the timeout. Lightning with possession. They lob it in. Cavell almost comes up with a steal. Here's Mims. Hart for 3 left open. Ice in his veins, ladies and gentlemen.
Has he missed?
Ice in his veins. Cuts the lead to 4. 93-89. 2:08 to play in the 4th quarter. Ellis. Screen from Cavell. Ellis driving, the floater.
Wow. He has mastered that running one-hander
From
and that's
both sides.
not an easy shot
From
to do,
both
people.
sides, too.
It may look easy, but it's so hard to do.
6-point lead now for the A's. Hart, again, pushed off the three-point line,
No.
takes a dribble.
No, okay.
Ashton Smith comes up with the rebound.
If he hit that, I was going to take off my headset and just go home.
Smith to Ellis.
Take your time.
Screen comes from Cavell. Ellis. Definitely there was definitely some contact in there somewhere. Mims doing his best to stick with him. They call a foul on him. And Akeem Ellis will go to the free throw line.
And I think this is what they have to do because they're in the penalty now. I don't want to see any long three-point shots. Put your head down and go to the
Attack.
basket.
Just attack.
Attack. Smart move by Coach Maggs. He put Smith on Hart.
Here's the thing, though. Smith has 5 fouls.
But a minute 24. 2 threes from Hart. They're right back in this game.
I know. It's a tough call.
I would.
That's why I'm a commentator, not a coach.
I hear you. I would make the call though. See, he just can't reach.
You can't.
Can't reach. But Smith
And Ashton does such a great job at staying on his feet and not
Yes.
falling for the pump fake.
and
Akeem
falling
El-
through picks.
Yes. Akeem Ellis knocks down both free throws. Calmly, collectively, and cool at the free throw line. 97-89 lead, back to an 8-point lead for the A's, and no timeouts left for the London Lightning, and they've got a minute 24 to play.
Well, I mean, it hurts them a lot, especially to advance the ball, but at the same token, they are a veteran team, and the veterans will know how to play through that. It hurts them for subbing offense for defense, though, a lot.
And if they can get a couple threes and get back into this game, Coach Knox has got to trust in his guys on the floor to play, or he's got to try and call the play from the sideline with only 24 seconds on the shot clock and a minute 24 to play.
But you know what? Where this comes in right now is practice. It's how it's.
You talking about practice?
We talk about practice. But it's how much these players are attentive in practice. Because games like this, where it's game 5, no timeout, you have to know your sets 100%.
Yep.
Like Little, remember that play earlier where he was supposed to fade to the quarter, but he faded in? Right now, you can't afford that. And that's for both teams, even though Brampton has the timeout.
Back from the timeout. Lightning with possession. Here's DiLoretto. Smith doing a good job trying to control Hart. Block from Cavell. Little controls. Kicks it to DiLoretto for 3. DiLoretto's way off the mark. The A's control the possession. A beautiful defensive play from Cavell to go out on Hart and contest that long 3. 97-89. 1 minute to play in game 5. DiLoretto called for a foul.
Cavell Johnson, game MVP.
End
of discussion.
Heck of a game.
It's about time he woke up.
Cavell Johnson and Bryson Johnson and Kyle Johnson have all played one heck of a game 5.
Why have one Johnson when you can have 2? Why have 2 when you can have 3? 3 J's are better than 1. But you know what, though? I think Cavell had the best all-around game, but I thought Bryson had the most impact defensively, full court, from a spiritual aspect for the team. Because the rest of the team is like, well, this guy's picking up full court. He wasn't even making it inbound easy. So when you see that,
he wasn't making it easy.
No.
He was taking something from the book of Ashton Smith when it comes to defense.
Right. Moving forward, one thing Brampton has to clean up is these deep threes.
Yes.
And a lot of these running up transition three-pointers that we don't need.
Akeem Ellis makes it a 10-point lead. Under 1 minute to play from the Powerade Center. Jennings for 3. That's short. Ellis with the rebound. Ed Horton will get called for the foul. And Akeem Ellis will go back to the free throw line. Coach Maggs is getting Coach Maggs is getting excited from the sideline, getting the Brampton fans into it.
Oh, and 5. Who's that?
0-5 start.
Who is that? What's 0-5 what? Love.
That's why I'm just being quiet. Akeem Ellis is on the free throw line. I'm just letting the fans take it.
You know what? Let the fans talk.
What did I say in the pregame? First to 100 has won every single game this series. Akeem Ellis calmly making it a 101-89 lead for the A's. 44 seconds to play in the quarter. Di Loretto. It is so loud in here that no one can hear the whistle blow of the officials.
It's, you know what I gotta say? Payback is, I'll let you finish if you believe that one. Payback is nice.
What do I always say? Playground justice.
Playground justice. This should have been us last year. And I love the energy in the building. Brampton, if you are listening to this, come out to game 1.
Game 3, I believe. It will be we don't have home court, we'll have Windsor. Windsor will have home court. Games 1 and 2 will be Thursday, the 28th, if I'm not correct, and Saturday the 30th.
So when's the first game back here?
I will post, that will be posted on our website and on social media once we get the official dates. They call the foul on Jennings.
We are working again, Megan.
Coach Maggs is taking off the jacket.
Hey, Brampton, if you thought this night was exciting, over the next 24 hours, take your ticket stubs to the works and receive a free appetizer.
Akeem Ellis at the line makes the first one. His foul shooting in the last minute 24 of this game has been very clutch, and then Cavell fittingly comes up with the rebound. They will most likely just dribble it out and allow the shot clock to expire. Coach Maggs getting very emotional on the sideline. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kyle will take the jumper. It will miss. Jennings will come up with the rebound. And the Brampton A's will come away with the 102-92 win in Game 5 right here at home in a must-win, win-or-go-home matchup with the London Lightning. Cavell Johnson having his best game easily of this series, Declan. Not only on the offensive end, but really got after it defensively, and that set the tone for his game and the way that the A's were going to play tonight.
I mean, you and I both said it ourselves. We need Cavell Johnson to play a big, big game, and that's exactly what he did.
Then you talk about Bryson Johnson, not known for his defense, but man, did that kid come up big today on the defensive end.
Didn't we say Cavell, if he has high double digits, it's going to be easier to win for us?
It is easier to win. But then you talk about Kyle Johnson as well. Huge game for him as well, but Akeem Ellis down the stretch, getting in the paint, getting to the bucket, and really solidifying this win for us, going 5 of 6 from the free throw line in the last minute and a half of play for the Brampton A's.
Sefton and Ellis, after a grueling
matchup. Coach Maggs addressing the crowd. Just the sheer respect between Sefton Barrett and Akeem Ellis right there to end the game. So The A's will meet the Windsor Express.
Can I say one thing real quick? Coach Maggs just took the mic and shouted out the people in London and thanking them for traveling out here. And says that no one supports them, their team.
No one in this league supports their team the way that the London Lightning fans do.
And for that, I respect the fact that he did that.
It is a beautiful thing to see, but the next opponent will be the Windsor Express, the defending NBL Canada champions. So Cavell Johnson finished with 18 points on 9 of 15 shooting. Then you have Akeem Ellis, 20 points. But the big game came from one Canadian from Toronto, Ontario, the east side of Scarborough, Kyle Johnson, finishing with 28 points, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 88% from the free throw line, and 8 rebounds for the kid from Toronto in Kyle Johnson. The three Johnsons really controlled the game and set a tone very early on for the Brampton A's, and they will move on to the second round. Games 1 and 2 will be on Thursday the 28th and Saturday the 30th of this month in Windsor. Once we have the official dates for the games here in Brampton, we will post them on all of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And as well, it will be, on our website, so you can always check it out. But man, what a series. It's almost fitting that it would end the way it did in Game 5.
Great game. All 4 quarters were amazing. Great game. Shout out to London. They did not at all ever give in or concede earlier in that, I would say in the last 3 minutes to go. They could have easily folded. Hart, we were saying it all game, this guy cannot get hot. And he hit about 4 or 5 consecutive shots. Jennings was very quiet.
John Hart, after a very, very, very quiet first half, and almost not playing, finished with 22 points. He was 6 of 10 from the three-point line.
Wow.
But once again, games 3 and 4 will be here in Brampton. Once we have the information on the official dates for that matchup in the Central Division Finals against the Windsor Express, we will post them all over Brampton that you can find. Once again, the Brampton A's finish off the London Lightning. It took 5 games, but it was a fun 5-game series, Declan. 102-92 is the final score. For Declan Roberts, I am Megan McPeak. We will see you very soon.